man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out.
All right, let's talk a little bit about boxing. A little bit behind the day, man. I've been trying to get some things situated. But yeah, let's talk about boxing. Talk a little bit about Kid Galahad signing with PBC. Also, her Rolly got a replacement opponent, Avery Sparrow. So let's get to it. Let's start off with Kid Galahad, man. He said that basically he signed a 4 or 5 fight deal. That Al Hammond, basically showed him more money than he ever made before. And that he could be fighting Leo Santa Cruz or Gary Russell. And that's cool, man, because Kid Galahad, the reason Warrington dropped that belt is because Kid Galahad beat him the first time. And I picked Warrington to beat Galahad pretty easy. And, I got to admit, Galahad gave him that whoop, Excuse me. But I ain't mad at him. He said he's about to make more money he deserved because he got robbed out of a title. You look at that landscape of that division. You got Ray Vargas is guaranteed. Gary Russell sound like Leo Santa Cruz coming back down. You got the kid from a top rank who I like a lot. His name escaped me. The real lanky cat that beat up on that white boy last time. I can't remember his name. And Nervete. Thank you, my brain. And yeah, that should be an interesting fight. All of them interesting. Galahad is a rangy guy. He boxed way better than I thought he could. And the name of the game is hit and don't get hit. He seemed like to be pretty long, but Warrington a midget. I know he went over it. Warrington talking about, I dropped my title for the betterment of boxing and sanctioned belt boxing. Man, you dropped the title because Galahad beat that ass. And you don't want to lose to Galahad for short money. If you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose for good money versus Gary Russell. Good money versus Zucan. And the IBF said they didn't see Zucan as a real world champion, so they didn't give Warrington an exception. But why not? Well, Gary Russell got a mandatory, so he was pretty much stuck. But I don't know what Al's seeing him. I guess he's seeing an opponent for Gary Russell, seeing an opponent for Leo coming back down, possible opponent for Tank at 130. I ain't mad at it. If he could get paid, Galahad, he deserve it because he should be a world champion right now, and he should be getting a vacant IBF. So, Warrington knew what was up, and it wasn't nothing about Al coming in and doing nothing. So, I guess it's about making Gary Russell a unified champion or making Leo Santa Cruz a champion again. But I heard Leo said he wanted to rematch Gervonta Tank Davis, which ain't a really good idea. I wouldn't, but you can't get mad at the dog and Leo Santa Cruz if you want that rematch. What happened with Leo was he got tired. He started to make mistakes, and fatigue will bring the coward out of you, but it also make you make mistakes. And I don't see him winning that fight regardless, unless Tank came in out of shape or drunk. But I don't really see that happening. But Galahad and Gary Russell, if Gary Russell get past Ray Vargas, interesting to her, Ray Vargas didn't want to fight Luis Nery, so he dropped his belt. And my whole thing is, maybe he sees something in Gary Russell. Maybe he don't want to get knocked out by Nery. And people don't see Russell as a knockout puncher, but he got fast hands, and Vargas a little bit longer than him, But maybe you don't see the knockout, danger there. But 126, that's an interesting division. If we could talk about Galahad and Leo, that's two fighters that don't punch that hard. But Leo throw a lot of shots. But I see why Al signed him. Give Gary Russell a unification bout, give Leo a championship fight. Probably keep Gary at 120, at 126. You've been, hear rumors that Gary threatened to move up in weight if Al don't give him the fights that he's looking at. And Al doing, trying to set up Gary Russell. We can get past Ray Vargas. I think Al is dealing with Ray Vargas now too. He might be messing with PBC, but he might be one of the most boringest fighters in the world, bro. Ray Vargas, all he do is hit and clinch, hit and clinch, hit and clinch. Gary Russell better let his hands go. If that fight materialized, Gary Russell better work on body shot and using angles, because that dude gonna hit and clinch, hit and clinch. If Russell find a way to lose that fight, I can see him retiring because ain't nobody want to fight him at all. And he didn't have to throw his name in a Devin Haney hat, but he did. And Now people don't want to believe nothing he gotta say because he didn't want to fight Gary Russell. But that fight wasn't. I mean, we all know Devin was too big for Gary Russell. You know, and then he called out Terrence Crawford. We already knew what was gonna happen there. You can punch somebody off guard. You can punch somebody in the street, but in that ring, ain't nothing he could have did with Terrence Crawford. Let's get real, man. He would have went in there and got put to sleep. He would have went there and got a nap. Y'all seen Gary Russell? He's still napping from the Crawford fight. You know, maybe he had somewhat of a chance versus Devin Haney because he's a smaller fighter. He might have got a nap there too. Wake up, everybody! No more sleeping in bed. That happened. You'd heard Teddy Pendergrass. The world would be a better place. Whatever he said. If Gary wake up, come on, he don't want that work shit. But him and Galahad, I mean, that wouldn't be a legacy fight. I mean, I think people got a problem with putting Gary Russell in the Hall of Fame because he ain't had that marquee fight. And I couldn't argue it. You know, we can argue about Phillip Rivers being a Hall of Famer, but the stats say he's an elite quarterback of his time. He's top 5 in a lot of stats, top 10 in a lot of stats. But Gary Russell, what can you say? You know, losing to Lomachenko, people got an issue with Lomachenko. People don't want to hear. Oh, you know, my weight was messed up. You know, my scale. Nobody want to hear that shit. You know, and that's just the God honest truth, man. But to be honest, man, you know, he got to start paving his legacy. But his legacy is pretty much taken by people don't want to fight him. And he ain't taking a step back in the money he making. He making good money. He ain't taking a step back. And then ain't nobody fighting him for short money or even money. They want the lion's share if they gonna fight him. He's just the American Rickendall. That's all that's happening to them, man. He got his head blew up, but let me know what you think about Galahad signing PBC and possibly, he said he targeting Leo Santa Cruz or the plan is target Leo or Gary Russell. I think he get beat by Gary Russell depending on what type of, you know, activity Gary Russell win. He used to being inactive. Gary Russell did fight 3 or 4 times a year. You might get the worst of Gary Russell. You got to remember he got hand problems too, so that is what it is. But yeah, Avery Sparrow could be taking on it will be taking on Rolly next tomorrow. A lot of people, my Philly boys, see upset. I'm saying robbery. And Jackson Marinez, you know, got robbed versus Rolly. You know, Avery Sparrow, he don't punch hard at all. You got to knock Rolly out to get a decision versus Rolly. But you know, it's a good fight. It's a better fight than the guy I knew he fighting in. Sparrow slick, but he don't possess no power, and that's the issue. You want to beat a guy like him, you gotta punch. But maybe people looking at it like Rolly, he got a decision last time, and you know, he got a robbery, and they can't do it again. But I mean, I think Sparrow's the better fighter. You know, all Sparrow gotta do is hit and don't get hit, and that's just the essence of boxing. But that's something that he gotta do tomorrow, man. Can't let Rolly hit him, especially early on. But he can't afford to get no rounds up, so maybe open up and get caught. Maybe open up and catch Rolly. But I mean, that's a fight I'm gonna look forward to. I wasn't even looking forward to watching nothing but a lean in the main event. And now I gotta look forward to the Romero, whatever you call it, Rolly and Sparrow fight. But that's a great fight. And then, you know, in rare times, a replacement fight is actually better than an original fight. You know, and it's really gonna show if Rolly start working on something in the gym, but he ain't got no feet. You know, he ain't got no weight. He just ain't got nothing. You know, there's been a dispute about who dug two between him and Jackson Marinez. You know, Marinez ain't taking on to nobody, then, you know, taking on the Sparrow. You know, Marinez taking on Richard Comey. And what I heard was Rolly, you know, Marinez people called, you know, called Ellerby, and Mayweather Promotions ain't want to make that fight again. So Rolly ducked that fight, and that's what I heard. So, I mean, I don't blame him. You went in there and got the Beast by Drake put on you. You ain't trying to fight, and that dude can punch. You'll be in some trouble. But you notice they matching Rolly up with guys who can't punch. But eventually, man, the cow's gonna come running home, dude. Eventually, it's gonna rain, and somebody gonna get in there and beat the shit out of him if he don't improve. And he is a street fighter. You know, there ain't no sweet science to Rolly name. I think it's disrespectful, you know, to call him a boxer, because ain't nothing boxing about him other than getting in shape and making weight. Anybody can do that, but going in there, hitting, don't get hit, and being a sweet science, that ain't what Rolly represent, man. He's a guy that come in there and try to knock you out. And if you got issues with people throwing pressure and you throwing punches, Rolly gonna beat you. And if you can handle a dude that don't have no skill, then you're going to get knocked out straight up and down. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request. All my social media links in the description. Fastest way to reach me is Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. We also got a Facebook group. All links in the description. You want to make a financial donation, excuse me. Yeah, it is a decision. Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link there as well too. Appreciate the love and support. Best way to donate. Share the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. One time for the one time. It's your boy CJ Goodfellas, Goodfellas Sports TV. We're going.